Well, I'm back in the kitchen, and thought, well, I may as well get this Hoya looked at rather than leave it and it preying on my mind. And so what I've done, I've got a mixture here of sphagnum moss, orchiata bark, lava rock. I've painstakingly cut up some tops from the bottles of Prosecco that we had at work, so that's going to go in there as well. And I've got some large bark, and I might just throw a bit of that down in the pot. Now let's just have a look at this Hoya. I'm not familiar with Hoyas. I did have one maybe 40 years ago, and but I haven't had one since. And if you look here, you see underneath there's cobwebs, there's everything. Can you see? And I've looked at different size pots, and you think, oh God, that's enormous. But my idea is I might have to only fill half of it. But what I'm going to do first, whether it'll allow me to do this, is just to take these hooks off. I don't want to actually, I want to reuse this frame, so because at the moment I've got nothing else, and if I can reuse this for the time being anyway, until I can find something else that it can grow up. Right, so this is the frame, and I've got 3 holes here. 1, 2, 3. Might have to just prise it out a little bit. I don't know whether that'll work. As I say, this is planted in coconut husk, and I believe they do like to be tightly fit. This is tight. This is more than tight. This is solid. Oh no, it isn't. It's not that solid. Oh, look at that. Huh. Well, could you believe it? And there's that. Ooh. What's that? Oh, that's the oh goodness gracious, that's the alarm in the kitchen telling us the battery's running down. So this is completely can you see all that? That's coconut husk, that. Look at that. Ooh, can you see what I mean about it? I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because it holds so much water. So you've got to be so careful. Now, where's my trusty little tool? Is it? Oh, goodness gracious. Have I left it upstairs? I brought everything else. I prepared everything and forgot my trusty little tool. Right. I'll have to pause you. Hold on. Well, I'm back. Let's see if I can lower you a little bit now, so bear with me a minute, and then you'll be able to see what I'm seeing. Whew, I'm all of a sweat now thinking about this. Thinking, oh goodness gracious. Let's have a look. See some of this. See, if I wet this now, would that make this any easier to actually dislodge? See, these roots are so fine. Can you see them? And let's have a look. I don't like this bit of mould that's growing in here, so it's got to come out. But you see, it's wet. It's not that this is you know, it needs watering. It doesn't need watering. It's just by its very nature, it's it holds water. So, oh dear, here we go again. I don't know, you know, I don't know how I put myself through this. Well, I didn't put myself through this, Keith did, because he bought this Hoya, and I said to him, this is from the Philippines. I don't know if you can see the, I don't know if you can see the green roots. I'm poking away and you can't see me. I don't know if you can see the green roots here, can you? So, what I'm going to have to do, I mean, this will bore you rigid, won't it? Oh dear. I've got to somehow just loosen this from these roots, and then if I can loosen it just a little bit, I mean some of it is loose, then maybe some of it will come apart. So, oh, Gordon Bennett, it's absolutely solid, this is. That's why I didn't want to start it, but then again if you put it off, it's like a job at work, you know, and you think, oh God, I've got that awful job to do. But if you don't do it and get it out of the way, it preys on your mind. So this is preying on my mind, and I've got to get it done one way or the other. So I don't mind if I can get some of this out, and then it'll just have to I'm not going to get away without breaking any of the roots, because some of the roots, I can hear them now, you can hear them. I mean, they love it. Look at the water in that. You see, we don't live in a climate that, well, it's not conducive to my environment anyway. I mean, this wouldn't give you any indication of when it wanted watering again, because from the top it just looks bone dry. Well, it is bone dry at the top, and it's not until you come to try and look at this, look at these roots. Oh, look at them there. I love this, you know. If my camera had rolled for about 5 hours, I could take you through I could take you through this process. You know, I'll be asleep by the end of it, wouldn't you? But at least, you know, it'll lull you to sleep if you have trouble getting to sleep. I often do that, you know. Tennis, snooker. The balls are going back and forth, and you start to close your eyes, and the next minute you wake up and we've got a winner and a loser. Right, let's have a look. So, some of these are a little bit dry. Let's have a look if it'll allow me just to manoeuvre one or two off. There we go. There. Now you can, I don't know whether to pause the camera and just see if I can dislodge any for a few minutes, or whether just to carry on. I mean, whichever way I do it, I'm pressurised with time, because this camera of mine, it only allows you to pause it for so long. I don't know, it's not a bad camera, it's a Nikon or whatever you call them. So, but it has this, I'm sorry about that, I'm busy poking away here and forgetting you're not in camera. There's nothing worse than looking at nothing. Right, let's have a look. Becky's coming down the stairs now. Right, I think what I'm going to do now, just for a couple of minutes, she says, so I can get you. There we go. I'm just going to pause you for a couple of minutes. So what I've been doing, I've just been squeezing it as though you would a pot, just to see whether it'll loosen any of these in here. And it is actually loosening them. This top part here is solid, but all I can do is just see if any of it will loosen. See, you've got a nice, can you see here, a nice line of roots, and I'm not so bothered if I can't get it all off, but at least if I can get some of this off. See, when you look at that now, there isn't a lot I've managed to prise off, but so what I'll keep doing is just see the top part here. Can you see that all this? That is solid, absolutely solid. So bear with me again a minute. There's a little bit of brute force going on here, because sometimes you just have to use brute force, especially with this top here. So this here, so you've got this line of good strong roots, this one here as well, and in between you've got all this inner core, and I mean, this has probably been in here from a tiny seedling, and here it is. It's having its little heart ripped out, but at the end of the day, can you imagine if I've got to have this as a medium? I hate it. Other people say, oh well, yeah, but you see, if you're in the Philippines or somewhere, I mean, this is a growing medium, you know, I haven't a problem with that. And I mean, the roots, the orchids, Hoyas, absolutely love it. Because you see, it's soft, they can penetrate it. The roots go through it. See, it's just like putting it in a coconut husk. So let's have a look how we're doing it now. What I'm trying to avoid, and I won't do, is just slice through the roots. There's plenty of roots here that can be sacrificed. And as long as these big roots here, as long as they can be intact, and the little aerial roots at this end off, they'll regenerate. So, and I'm not going to be bothered if I leave a little bit of husk behind, because like I say, it'll be a too long a video otherwise. Let's have a look what we've got here. See, big pieces here. I mean, I see different people who have got Hoyas, and I mean, they're beautiful. They're the flowers. They're called something. I can't think what they're called. They come out and they cascade down, and like little pom-poms, and they're absolutely lovely. Now let's have a look what's in the middle here. Oh, God and Bennet. Can you see? Can you see what's in this middle? It's like a sphagnum moss. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Oh dear. Excuse me using that phrase. It's a phrase I've grown up with, and I think he was a real person, Gordon Bennett. It's just something people say, and don't know, he might have been a famous person, I've no idea. I have all these things in my head that I've grown up with, all these sayings. Like March, if it comes in like a lamb, it might go out like a lion. And if it comes in like a lion, it might go out like a lamb. So, alright. How are we for time? Can you see in there? Look at that. Can you see? Oh, what a mess. What's that? Could that be an original? I think that's the original comb. Well, it's something, isn't it? So I think if I can just get a little bit more of this up here. This is still brute force. Oh dear, brown. Oh dear. Oh yes, there's another one there, look. There must be like 3 separate little plants they put in here. And then they're like orchids. They put little separate ones in and then they all mingle together. So that's 1, 2, now where's the third one? The third one. 1, 2, have we not got, there we go. I think this will be as good as I'm going to get it actually. Take it weeks to recover this will. It'll either recover or else it'll die on me. But it has 2 chances, doesn't it? There we go, let's see if I can just manoeuvre some of these. Look at that nice big root. See if I can just manoeuvre some of these up here. These little bits, free some of these roots up. Right, now we're nearly done. Ah dear. Trouble is, you know what I'm like, I get digging in, don't I? Can't help myself. Right. Okay, let's have a look. That's the top bit. Let's just loosen that a little bit. That's the root there. So what I'm going to do now, just off camera for a second, I'm going to get this pot ready. Just bear with me. Right, let's just put all this on this plate. And then Can you see it now? There we go. That's the best I'm going to be able to do. So, there's my pot. And let's right, let's just see whether or not these will go through the hooks. One. Where's that other one? Two. And this one is three. That little bit's there. Still like a bit of a carpet it is, but it'll just have to stay like that. Right. So let's see if we can. Well, first of all, I think what I'll do is just bring these up like that, just to hold it tight. And then this one up, that one. See if I can now fill up round here with the medium I've got, and it says it does like it likes to be watered, but it doesn't like its feet kept wet. So what I'm going to, oh, there's another piece of bark there, missed that one. I really wanted the bark to go a little bit further down just to give it some aeration. Got another little piece of bark here, let's see if I can get that one to go down. And let's have a look if I can get another piece to go down. Down there like that. Whew, tell you. Okay, so I don't know whether I'll have enough time to just bring you up now and show you how this Hoya is looking. Just see whether I can bring you over here. You have to excuse the mess. Okay. Now that's the name of the Hoya, and now that's the pot. I'll make sure that this little mat here gets covered. I might just put a little bit of moss there, but otherwise this one's as snug as a bug in a rug. And there's that nice new lead. That's the one where we've got the sun damage. I think that's sun damage. And if we look round here now, must send out these little wispy roots just to cling on. And if we go all the way up here, there we go. There's that one. So, and there's its original tag. Can you see its original tag? I've no idea why this is bent this way. I think it's probably how they pack them when they transport them. But I'm actually not going to hang it. I think it's too big to hang. It'll fit in one of my pots, and I'll just put it back into the grow room in that area where you saw it before. And if we look here now, you know, there's a lot of wispy roots. I mean, there's a lot of roots left on it, so you know, you can't save every root, and it definitely smells as though it's been in there long enough. So thank you for joining me. I can sit down now and relax. Just bear with me a minute. I thought I'd just bring you outside to show you the garden, just to quickly pan round. We've got crocus and we've got daffodils out, and these are the wallflowers last year I did from seed. This is the little tray of aconites. Yeah, lovely. Just take you around the corner here. It's one of the baskets. And here we go. I'm probably running out of time now. But like I say, we've got real spring weather at the moment. I don't think it's going to last for long. A few more days, but we don't mind a few more days. The long winters here in England, and we look forward to the spring. And I'm going to manoeuvre you over here before I run out of camera time. There's the catkins. So from me to you, take care. Bye bye now.